In the beginning, before time itself, there was only chaos. An infinite, undefined expanse, a swirling, formless void. A boundless ocean of potential brimming with the raw ingredients of creation, waiting to be shaped. It was a realm where anything was possible, yet nothing truly existed in a concrete form. From this primordial state, from the heart of this swirling abyss, emerged Gaia, the Earth. She was the solid foundation, the nurturing mother, the bedrock of all life that would follow. Gaia, in her solitude, brought forth Uranus, the starry sky, the vast celestial dome, as her equal and consort. He was the encompassing heavens, a majestic presence to complement her earthly form. Together, in their divine union, they birthed the Titans, a race of powerful and majestic beings. They also brought forth the Cyclopes, with their single all-seeing eyes, and the hundred-handed ones, the Hecatoncheires, beings of immense, almost unimaginable power and strength. But Uranus, consumed by fear and paranoia regarding his children's burgeoning strength, imprisoned the Cyclopes and Hecatoncheires deep within the bowels of Gaia, locking them away in the dark recesses of the earth, causing her great pain and anguish. Gaia, unable to bear this constant cruelty and the torment of her imprisoned children, forged a sickle from the strongest adamant. In her despair, she called upon her Titan children to rise up and rebel against their tyrannical father. Only Cronus, the youngest and most ambitious Titan, dared to heed his mother's desperate plea and act against Uranus. Driven by a burning ambition for power, Cronus took the sickle, its blade gleaming ominously, and agreed to challenge Uranus for control of the cosmos. This audacious act of rebellion, this challenge to the established order, would forever alter the course of the cosmos and the destiny of gods and mortals alike. The age of the Titans was about to begin, an era forged from the suffering and courage of Gaia and the ambition of her son Cronus. The seeds of power, fear, and defiance were sown, taking root in the hearts of gods and shaping the world to come. These seeds were sown deep within the very fabric of the world, influencing the destiny of all creation. The cycle of succession, the relentless struggle for dominance, had irrevocably begun, setting the stage for epic conflicts and betrayals. The cosmos, once a realm of nascent creation, would never again be silent or still, forever marked by the echoes of rebellion and the clash of titans. From chaos, order and conflict emerged, forever intertwined in the tapestry of existence. Cronus, driven by an insatiable hunger for power, saw his opportunity. He ambushed Uranus, his own father, in a brutal act of betrayal, overthrew him and claimed dominion over the cosmos, seizing the throne for himself. The age of the Titans had begun, marked by Cronus's iron-fisted rule. The Titans ruled, their reign seemingly absolute, but Cronus was far from at peace. He was haunted by a prophecy, a chilling premonition that cast a long shadow over his reign. The prophecy foretold that he too would be overthrown, not by an external enemy, but by his own child, a seed of his own blood. To prevent this grim fate, driven by paranoia and a desperate desire to maintain his power, he swallowed each newborn: Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon. Rhea, witnessing the horrific fate of her children, was consumed by grief and a fierce determination to save her sixth child, Zeus. She sought refuge on the island of Crete, far from Cronus's watchful eye, and hid him in a secret cave. To deceive her husband, she tricked Cronus with a swaddled stone which he unknowingly swallowed, believing it to be the infant Zeus. Zeus grew in secret, nurtured by nymphs and protected from his father's wrath, destined for greatness and a future confrontation with the Titan king. When grown, having reached the peak of his power, Zeus returned, ready to challenge his father's rule. He confronted Cronus, forced him to disgorge his siblings, and led them in a fierce revolt against the Titans. The Olympians and Titans clashed in the Titanomachy, a cataclysmic war that would determine the fate of the cosmos. It was a 10-year war that shook the universe to its core, a conflict of epic proportions that pitted brother against brother and god against god. The old gods fought the new in a desperate struggle for supremacy and the fate of the world, and all that existed within it hung precariously in the balance. In the end, after a decade of relentless fighting, the Olympians triumphed, their superior power and cunning proving too much for the Titans to overcome. The defeated Titans were cast into the darkest depths of Tartarus, a deep, gloomy abyss, forever banished from the world above. With the Titans defeated, a new era dawned, an age of order and justice ruled by Zeus and his siblings, the Olympian gods. The age of the Olympians had begun, ushering in a new chapter in the history of gods and mortals alike. Zeus, king of the gods, rules the sky with thunderbolts forged by the Cyclops. He is the ultimate arbiter of justice, but his reign is marked by cunning and ambition. To prevent a prophecy, Zeus swallowed his first wife, Metis, but Athena sprang from his head, fully armed. Hera, his sister and queen, is the goddess of marriage and childbirth, regal, loyal, and fiercely jealous. Her rivalry with Zeus's lovers and their children, especially Heracles, is legendary. Their relationship is a stormy cycle of conflict and reconciliation. The Olympian court is a stage for power, passion, and divine drama. The gods' struggles mirror the chaos and order of the world below. Hades, a figure shrouded in mystery and power, lord of the underworld, a realm of shadows and eternal rest, where the river Styx flows and Cerberus stands guard. He rules the realm of the dead with stern justice, a king on his obsidian throne, judging the souls of mortals. His word is law in the land of shades. His most famous tale, a story etched in the annals of mythology, is the abduction of Persephone, daughter of Demeter, the benevolent goddess of the harvest, whose golden touch brought life and abundance to the earth. Demeter's grief, a mother's despair, plunged the world into famine, the fields barren, the rivers dry, and the people starving. This devastation was so severe it was forcing Zeus, the king of the gods, to intervene and restore balance. Persephone, during her time in the underworld, having eaten pomegranate seeds, a symbolic act, was bound by fate to spend part of each year with Hades, forever linking the realms of the living and the dead. This myth, rich with symbolism, explains the seasons. Demeter's joy at her daughter's return brings spring and summer, a time of blossoming and growth. Her sorrow at Persephone's departure, autumn and winter, a period of dormancy and reflection. Demeter's love sustains life, nurturing the earth and providing sustenance, while Hades ensures the balance of death, a necessary counterpart to life, maintaining the natural order. Their story is one of loss, renewal, and the eternal cycles of nature, a reminder that life and death are intertwined. The world's bounty and barrenness are inextricably tied to the gods' passions, their emotions shaping the fate of mortals. Through their myth, mortals understood the rhythms of the earth, the ebb and flow of life, and the power of the divine. Life and death, joy and sorrow, light and darkness are forever entwined, a cosmic dance that shapes the world and the human experience. Apollo, god of the sun, music and prophecy, embodies beauty and order. His contest with Marsyas, ending in brutal punishment, warns mortals against hubris. Artemis, his twin, is the wild goddess of the hunt and the moon, fierce, independent and untamed. Her vengeance against Actaeon, transformed into a stag and killed by his own hounds, reveals her unforgiving nature. Both twins wield the bow, commanding respect and fear. Ares, god of war, thrives on chaos and bloodshed, the embodiment of battle's fury. The Olympians are complex, nurturing and destructive, inspiring awe and terror. Their myths teach reverence for the divine and the dangers of pride. The gods' passions shape the fate of mortals and the world. Athena, born from Zeus's head, is the goddess of wisdom and strategy, patron of Athens. Her gift of the olive tree secured her city's devotion, symbolizing peace and prosperity. Hephaestus, god of the forge, is the master craftsman, lame but ingenious, creator of divine weapons. His cunning trapped Aphrodite and Ares, turning humiliation into triumph. Hermes, the swift messenger, guides souls and brings luck, his wit and speed unmatched. These gods represent intellect, creativity and cleverness, powers as vital as strength. Their stories celebrate ingenuity, resilience, and the triumph of mind over might. The Olympians' gifts shaped civilization and inspired mortals to greatness. Through their myths, the Greeks honored wisdom, craft, and cunning. The legacy of these gods endures in every act of creation and discovery. The Greek gods are more than myths. They are timeless reflections of human nature. Their stories explain the world's mysteries, from the seasons to the stars. The Olympians' passions, flaws, and triumphs echo in art, literature, and philosophy. Even today, their names and symbols shape our culture, from planets to brands. The hero's journey, the tragic flaw, the quest for knowledge, all trace back to these ancient tales. The gods remind us of wonder, danger, and the power of courage and ingenuity. Their stories are a living inheritance, shaping how we see ourselves and our world. The echo of Olympus endures, immortal in the human imagination.